Hi, I'm Danny Stain, Vice President of Ocean Machinery, and if you're a fabricator, regularly coping, laying out your copes by hand and cutting them by hand torch, or if you're considering buying a robotic plasma coper, please stop and give me your attention for the next few minutes. There's a reason why Ocean Machinery has sold more than 1,000 CNC machine installations around the world, and it's a simple reason. At Ocean, we help fabricators reduce their costs and increase their margins. These days, it's almost impossible to be competitive using a slow manual approach to fabricating, especially when manually measuring and laying out your copes and then burning them by hand. And of course, there is the grinding and cleaning of the cope, adding additional cost to the process. All this results in way too many man-hours in each cut or cope, making you uncompetitive in your marketplace. Not to mention that it's harder to find talented, productive workers that stick around, so you're always recruiting, training, and hoping that your new recruit turns out to be a decent fabricator. What you really need is a more economical and more accurate solution that does your coping and notching cleaner and faster, ensuring that you win a much higher percentage of the bids that you submit, and that you make a decent margin when you win them. Moreover, you absolutely do not need to spend $500,000 to $800,000 or more on a robotic plasma coper that will place a significant financial burden on your company.
We believe that our solution, the Ocean Liberator CNC coping machine, is a way more economical and productive machine that will do your coping significantly faster and cheaper than doing it by hand or by a robotic plasma coper. The Ocean Liberator is a unique and robust machine combining a relatively simple mechanical operation with a sophisticated and versatile software package that allows it to cope literally any cut that you can draw. The Liberator copes, notches and cuts all steel profiles, including beams, tubes, channel, angle, and plate. The Liberator accommodates profiles up to 44-inch in width and 28-inch in height, and any length. This range of profiles and the complexity of the cuts that the machine can process makes it suitable for all steel fabricators. While the Ocean Liberator was originally designed for the small to medium fabricator, the machine's performance has endeared it to much larger fabricators, where the clever design allows it to straddle the outfeed conveyors of multi-spindle drill lines around the world. The greatest endorsement is that we have many larger fabricators that have multiple Liberators in their various locations.
We do structural shapes with the Ocean's Liberator. We also have other petting house equipment to complement that, such as the TDK drill line, which is an older machine, but was still able to hook up in tandem with the Ocean's Liberator to maximize the efficiency and square footage of our shop.
The Ocean Liberator is able to perform all simple and complex copes and cuts, including cut to length, miter cuts, slots, fillets, end copes, blocked ends, rat holes and moment connections, mechanical cutouts, dog bones, knife plate slots, flange thinning and stripping, and more. It will also do beveling for weld preparation on flanges and webs, and even does double compound miter cuts. The Liberator is an oxy-fuel machine using any available gas, including propane, acetylene, chemtane, propylene, MAP, and natural gas. Since it is oxy-fuel, this eliminates the need for an expensive dust extraction and filtration system that is mandated with all plasma solutions to remove potent carcinogens which are released by plasma cutting. Dust extraction systems are large, noisy, and expensive to operate and maintain. Each day before starting out, the operator sets the fuel and oxygen flow rates on their respective regulators. The torch flame is adjusted at the torch head with standard gas control valves. Operators familiar with flame cutting will quickly achieve the required flame cutting jet stream. Flame cutting requires a careful balance of fuel, cutting oxygen flow, preheat flame, and cutting speed. These in turn depend on the design and the quality of the cutting tips and your choice of fuel gas. Human experience and judgment will always be needed. For most coping and cutting, small adjustments in flow rate will suffice. For really large jumps in material thickness, the torch tip must be changed. Torch tip changes are simple and fast. The narrow torch tip allows the Liberator to cut really tight to the flange, something that the size of the plasma torch makes impossible to do without angling the cutting torch. Once the material to be coped has been loaded on the powered roller conveyors, the operator jogs the steel forward so that the steel is in the cutting window. Based on the size of the profile to be coped, he manually inserts a retaining pin to locate the clamp and then activates the pneumatic clamp to securely lock the profile in place against the datum line. Once the material is securely clamped in place, the operator uses a Siemens mobile pendant to move the cutting torch to the reference origin by lining up the projected laser with the end of the beam. From the menu, the operator selects the piece to be coped, hits the cut button to automatically ignite the torch, and begins the cutting process. The torch moves into the correct position and starts the preheat process. When the operator is satisfied that the preheat is complete, he starts the cutting cycle. This starts the flow of oxygen and the torch starts to follow the pre-programmed cutting path. The operator has manual override to adjust the cutting speed. With the correct gas adjustment and tip clearance, the quality of the cut is far superior than a cope done manually and easily rivals the quality of a plasma cope and requires very little grinding, if any, saving significant non-value added man hours. When welding skids and platforms, the tight, clean, close proximity copes done by the Liberator require substantially less weld fill, resulting in additional man-hour savings. The Liberator has 5 axes of independent motion. Positioning in both the X and Y axes are accomplished by an exceptionally accurate overhead rack and pinion drive and measuring system. Torch height is also controlled by a third rack and pinion measuring system. The W and V rotation axes are controlled by direct gear drives. The closed loop system ensures continuous error correction and accurate positioning every time. Accuracy in all directions are within 1/32 of an inch, ensuring fast and reliable on-site erection of your fabricated structures. The CNC control can be programmed manually at the machine keyboard or remotely by downloading from a 3D CAD detailing program in the design office. Manual programming of the machine is simple and fast, even to operators with limited computer experience, thanks to the intuitive process and reassuring graphic display.
From importing your file to having the machine to start cutting is easy, very friendly.
Operators that have experience with other Ocean or Peddinghaus CNC products will find the PediMat interface to be familiar and reassuring. The operator can quickly zoom to any area on the part to check the relationship of the copes to the edges and drilled holes. The machine can be programmed in both metric and imperial. It comes with all worldwide standard material profiles and shapes preloaded in the shape library. These are easily selected from the drop-down menu. Standard copes and macro shortcuts are also built into the software, greatly speeding up the manual programming process. The Ocean Liberator is compatible with all DSTV compliant detailing software packages, such as Tekla Structures, SDS2, BoCAD, and many more, as well as management software such as Strumus, Fab Suite, and others, and will import projects directly into the machine for processing. Files are easily imported via network cable or by inserting a USB jump drive. The Ocean Liberator can be installed and operational in your plant in less than 5 days after delivery. Included with the machine is free pre-delivery operator training and certification that takes place at the Peddinghaus Programming and Operator Training School in Bradley, Illinois. This ensures that your operators are fully trained and certified prior to the machine delivery and are able to start producing profits immediately. We also refresh their training on-site during the installation process. We will train your operator while we actually cope your production projects, ensuring seamless and profitable transition to automated CNC beam coping. The Ocean Liberator is not a fully automatic machine. It is a semi-automatic machine, and like all thermal cutting machines, it requires observation and input from the operator during the cutting process to adjust for mill tolerances. After-sales service and support is handled directly through Peddinghaus, whose personnel have over 50 years of experience in serving CNC beam coping machines. Like all our CNC products, the Liberator includes 12 months parts and labor warranty on site and includes 24/7 telephone support with remote diagnostic capability. The included HD webcam allows operators to visually share what they are experiencing at the machine with our remote technicians, speeding up the diagnostics. The simplicity of the Liberator ensures that it has a near zero cost of maintenance. But if parts are needed, they are shipped out for next day delivery direct from the Peddinghaus facility in Bradley, Illinois, or from your local distributor.
Beyond the time that this device saves us for the cutting of the physical beam itself, you add on top of that the time it saves us in reference to fitting two pieces together so accurately that no trimming or additional work is required. Beyond the fit stage, in reference to welding, I'm not filling gaps anymore. We save time in the coping of the device itself. We save time in the fitting of the structure. We save time in the welding of the structure. Beyond that, the amount of gray hair that I have saved from having this do my work, as far as I'm concerned, is priceless.
So as you can see, the Ocean Liberator beam coping machine represents the latest developments in CNC control and provides the highest level of productivity and accuracy for the steel fabricator, all at a very affordable price. For more information on the Liberator or any of our other fine CNC fabricating machinery, call us toll-free at 1-800-286-3624. Visit us on the web at www.oceanmachinery.com. Please note that we have flexible financing and lease programs for customers with approved credit. Leasing approval normally takes less than 48 hours.